Hey guys, it is December 12th, 2023. Yesterday, as you saw, was just one of those days where I just wasn't going to sit down and talk or have a conversation. I think I pushed myself a little bit too far in the morning. My husband's name is Wyatt. I helped Wyatt clean up one of our sheds, and he was so grateful. But I think it just did a little bit too much. And I really didn't do very much. I just took a bunch of stuff out and decided what to keep and what not to keep. But I was already feeling fatigued, so that just kind of finished me off. The brain fog is happening. It's harder to put words together, sentences together, respond any quick version of anything. I'm mixing words up, so kind of like a dyslexic word count, which is frustrating. I think we are getting sick. Like, I'm feeling a little bit of throat happenings, but the weather has been fluctuating so much here within the last 2 weeks. We've gone from high 70s or mid 70s and like beautiful, breezy, mild to 27 degrees last night. So it's all over the place. And so that very well could be what is causing our affliction. But if it is a sickness, that could be contributing to me not feeling well. So I'm on, I don't know what day. Oh, okay, it's been about a week now since I got my diagnosis or my diagnoses of fibromyalgia and ME/CFS or chronic fatigue syndrome. And it's really starting to sink in now, and I feel the urgency to really start to do something about it. But here's the thing, I am actually doing something about it, but my overachiever is telling me I'm not doing enough. So I'm not doing enough things to feel like I'm doing something about it. I realized that last night, where I was just like, okay, it's time to get going and figuring it out, like doing all the things. And then I was, also told myself, a little voice said, you need to do it peacefully. You need to walk this journey peacefully, do one thing at a time, if that's what I'm telling you to, and just, once again, take the tortoise mentality, not the hare mentality, to this approach. And so I'm really trying to embrace that and realize and recognize that this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. And if I try to go about it in a sprint mentality, it's going to make me sicker. So I'm really trying to adjust my thought process and my mentality to that and have grace for myself as I go through that. I am still currently working on that must get it done as quick as possible mentality, and that seems to be helping. I am feeling quite broken, and I don't like that. The feeling that I'm a burden or like something is actually wrong with me now is difficult for me to absorb and difficult for me to be okay with. And I'm really working through that. God bless my husband. He told me yesterday, he was like, I would marry you again in a heartbeat, fibromyalgia and all. And it was just so enduring and such a blessing, because no one likes to be broken, and I recognize that, but I can only speak from my own experience, and I like to be the person that can do it all and do it all very well. And this experience is putting me back on my butt a little bit and saying, actually, you might not actually be able to do it all, and you need help, or you need other people, you need a community. And so another thing my husband said to me last night was that God uses broken people, and sometimes for the most profound, the word's going to come to me, give me a minute, purposes. Sometimes for the most profound purposes, he uses these people, and he's so right. Even if you just look into the life of Paul, so true. And I told him, I said, yeah, but normally I feel like I am on the outside looking into somebody else's brokenness, and now I'm starting to realize that I have my own to walk through, and that is such a shift for me. I'm such a deep feeling individual, and so even when I hear people's broken experiences, it really affects me. Like, I really feel a lot of that, and I don't want anyone to have any pain. I don't want anyone to have any suffering. I want everybody to be happy and healthy and rainbows and butterflies and just all the things. And I oftentimes want to take their pain so they can experience all that happiness, but I cannot. I'm realizing and noticing I cannot do that, because it's making me, it's amplifying my own brokenness and my own sickness. So it's a bit of a journey, guys. I'm on it. I'm in it. The empowerment coach told me that it was going to be challenging, and I didn't expect it to be so soon, but here we are. We're going for it, because I cannot stay the same where I am now. I have to do what I can to move forward and to heal myself, to be first an example for me and my family, but also to be an example of God and his incredible miracles. His love and his generosity is just incredible. I think that's all I have for today. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, today is December 12th, 2023. I'm trying to streamline this a little bit. I'm now editing the last week's footage, and I don't know, I'm trying to make it interesting, but also pack in the information. So we're all gonna kind of figure that out together. So this time I wrote down some of the things that I feel like I want to mention. And so hopefully maybe I can get through them quicker. So I'm still experiencing the fatigue for sure. It's maybe a little bit less today. It doesn't feel quite as like overwhelmingly tired, but I've also had 2 coffees. So that might be, a little bit misconstrued. Muscle weakness is something that I've really been noticing in the last couple days, where it just doesn't feel like my muscles have very much strength. They just kind of feel like jelly a little bit. Kind of like if you had just worked out really, really, really hard and taken your muscles all the way to their stopping point. That's kind of what it feels like, but I haven't done any kind of workout like that. Achy as well. So last night especially, I was really achy, but I had eaten something that I hadn't eaten in a little while, so I don't know whether that correlates. When I talked to Wyatt, he said, well, but there were other things in it. It was chicken noodle soup because I think we're sick. We're just kind of have a little bit of a cold, and so I got chicken noodle soup for everyone. And so he was like, it wasn't one that you made. Normally I'm the one that makes it, so I know everything that's gone into it. This time I went with a can. So it's kind of hard to pin down, was it the chicken, because I haven't been having chicken for a little while, or was it like other things? Was it like a preservative in the can? Who knows? But last night I was pretty achy, especially in my extremities. So like my knee, my left knee especially, and in my hands and my wrists. So I don't know. Today it feels better, so that's good. Thing is just, I feel like I'm kind of in a waiting pattern, and that is new for me. As I discussed, I think it was yesterday, that I'm not used to having that mentality. Normally it's like a go, 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 figure out all the things, do all the things all at once, see what sticks. But I'm really trying to take a different approach to my healing this time because of the research that I've been doing, as well as just trying to kind of get a handle on that aspect of my health, and knowing that way of living, that understanding isn't what I want to pass down, as well as what is healthy for me. So just kind of waiting for God's leading to say, okay, this is the path you need to walk down. I do want to start doing some more gentle yoga. I really enjoy yoga. I really enjoy doing yoga in the garden. So I'm so excited to get back into that. So with it being winter, it's not as ideal, but I really want to start getting back into doing yoga. I'm just going to do really gentle yoga to start. In the past, I started with gentle yoga and then kind of worked up to some of the harder stuff. So I started at maybe 15-minute like yoga routines, and then I had worked all the way up to some 30, some 45-minute yoga routines. And when I started getting there, my body started to hurt. Like it started to cause it pain. I don't know whether it's because maybe I'm doing it incorrectly, or whether it's just a little bit too much for where my body is right now. Granted, that was almost a year and a half ago. So because it started hurting my body and my body started hurting, granted, now that I'm talking about it, I don't know whether it was actually correlated and whether it was just a crash happening and it just so happened to be kind of at the same time. I don't know. Now I'm figuring it out, but I really want to start getting that happening again. It's good for my mind. It's good for my body. Hopefully. I'd like to get into the routine of that again. So just waiting on God to show me what comes next, what next step to take. So I'm still working on that pressure, like get it done overachiever mindset. I'm still actively working on that every day. And I even noticed it yesterday, whereas washing my hands, like something as simple as washing my hands, like I feel like I have to get it done as quickly as possible. And like my whole body is kind of tense, and I'm getting it done. I'm go, 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 wash your hands, get it done. And I'm like, when I realized it yesterday, I was just like, dude, chill out. Like, you're just washing your hands, like get it done. Like, don't la-di-da about it, but like, it doesn't have to be this stressful experience and this pressure-filled experience just to get your hands washed. So I'm still working on that. And I do think that it's helping quite a lot. I feel calmer. Like I think the diagnosis helped me with that as well, because I feel calmer in a state of, okay, we know what it is, and now we know what we're fighting. We know what we're addressing, versus it being this unknown, overwhelming thing that I don't know if I'm contributing to by what I'm eating or what I'm doing, or is it the environment? Is it literally the air I'm breathing? Is it something in my house? Is it like just so many different things? It's closed that down a little bit, and now I have more focus on which direction I'm walking. And so adding that on top of having a calmer state of mind and the way that I perceive the world and myself through that is really helping just have me being more calm, more relaxed. I have my moments still, absolutely. And I know that it is a process, being patient with myself on that as well, but just noticing it and seeing it for what it is. A book that I probably should mention that has changed my life and you guys should absolutely check out is, the author's name is Sean Webb, and I'll link it, if I can, I'll link it in the description, as well as put it on the screen. but Sean Webb, and he's got a couple books. I want to say he's got 4 total. He just released another one, or he is releasing one. But the one that I read is Mind Hacking Happiness. And he has a second volume as well. So it's Mind Hacking Happiness Volume 1 and Volume 2. But the Volume 1, I have both of them. Volume 1 is the one that really changed my whole perspective on how to look at the world. And it is amazing what that book did for me. So check it out. Even if you don't have any issue whatsoever, even if you're like the happiest person on the planet, first of all, high five you. Put your tips down below. But it's just so insightful on how the brain works, how the brain controls the body, how the body controls the brain, vice versa, and all of that, like how all the stuff around you, it's amazing. Check it out. It will change your whole perspective, your whole understanding in a positive way, in an amazing way, about your friends and family, about some random person you meet in the grocery store. Like it is truly a profound experience. So check it out. And so that's been about 2 years since I read that book, and I actually did his course and everything as well. And so I'm really grateful for that, because that's given me tools in going through this. And I actually want to reach out to him and see if he can give me any tools on how to now go through a health type journey with his resources, and see if he can give me any kind of insight into how to use his understanding to help me in my chronic state as I am right now. So I don't know, I'm excited about that. I think that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is December 13th, I think. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen as well. So today I am pretty much the same as I've been, quite honestly. Like the fatigue, the body pain is staying pretty consistent. I did get a full night's sleep last night, which was nice. Sleep super, super well, but it wasn't broken by other things than me. So that was a plus. That was very celebrated when I woke up. Thanked God for that for sure. I'm dealing with some frustration of having more to do than I have energy. Now, I've been dealing with this for obvious reasons, but I'm also trying to pair that with building muscle, maintaining like conditioning within my body, but also not push myself too far. And that's been a bit of a challenge. Like, how do I not overdo it, but also not underdo it, and then just have my muscles be weak in a different way? So I'm trying to figure out that balance. I feel like I don't know if this is a fair statement to make to myself, but I feel like the relief of the diagnosis is wearing off, and now the frustration of it is starting to set in to where I'm just like, okay, well, this is just annoying now. I need to like get stuff done, and I want to get stuff done. But also I have to realize that I am dealing with what I'm dealing with, and overdoing it is just going to continue to make me worse and perpetuate my challenges. So I'm really working on figuring that out. I'm also struggling a little bit with what's next. I'm still kind of sorting through that, and I know that I cannot go about it, like all out 100%. I need to go about it in a calmer approach. But I'm feeling maybe a little bit stuck. Like I don't quite know what is the next step. And maybe it's more of a physical step than a mental one, because I still have been working on that pressure, get things done type mentality, which has been helping quite a bit. Every single day, multiple times a day, quite a bit during the day, I'm working on that. So that's becoming a little bit more of a natural tendency. Like I feel like I'm just kind of starting to do that more than I have to tell. Like I'm doing a whole lot and having that pressure state of mind, and then I'm having to talk myself off of that and just be like, no, calm down. So that's something to celebrate for sure. I'm really happy about that. Something that's been working, something that I've been doing to try to help myself manage my responsibilities, is to simplify it. So having less laundry to do. So I'm simplifying down to the laundry that we really like and we really wear, so that I don't have to do, I don't know, man, what feels like 20 loads of laundry a day. It's not that much, I'm over exaggerating, but it's a lot. It is a lot of laundry. So I am doing my best to simplify where I can and when I can. So I'm trying to be realistic about it. We live here and I want to feel comfortable here, but I'm also trying to honor what my body and my mind needs as well. And to have so much stuff is overwhelming and stressful. So I guess the right term for it would be minimalism, but I feel like there are some extreme versions of minimalism, and that's just a little bit too much. I don't intend on having like one fork for everyone and a singular chair in the middle of the room, or, stuff like that. I mean, like it can get really extreme if you want to go down that rabbit hole just for like just knowing what I'm talking about, go for it. I mean, some people literally think that just one single chair in the middle of a room and a mattress with one set of sheets like that is all they ever need. And you know what? I'm not going to judge that one whatsoever, because if that's what they need to be happy and healthy, all the power to them. I do not plan on doing that. But I do plan on minimalizing to a point to where if it is causing me stress, anxiety, it is not bringing me joy, it does not have a particular purpose within my home, I'm going to let it go. And I'm a sentimental person. And so that sometimes can be challenging for sure. Like I'm holding on to all the pictures and all the maybe the toys and, stuff that brings me the memories of, the past. But I can also take pictures of those things and remember them and have those memories versus having piles of stuff hanging out because they bring me happy memories. I think that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Hey. Today is December 15th. Yesterday I got it wrong. It wasn't the 13th, it was the 14th. So today I'm still dealing with a lot of fatigue. Actually, today is definitely worse than it was yesterday or the couple days before. Feeling quite fatigued. So the body pain has also increased a lot. So I'm dealing with the fatigue and the body pain. And I'm really just trying to be okay with being patient with that and patient with myself and loving of myself in these moments where I'm feeling not so great. But that's a challenge for me for sure, because I want to be 100% and I want to be 100% now. So I'm still just trying to find that balance of how much to work my body versus how much to rest my body. So it's really a challenging thing to get a hold of, especially for an overachiever. My empowerment coach told me, I had an appointment with her yesterday, and she told me that what she wants me to focus on this week is when I'm feeling overwhelmed by really anything, is to just stop and to slow down and to celebrate the smallest of wins or the smallest of accomplishments. So if I manage to put like 3 dishes in the dishwasher, then I should sit down and celebrate. And she actually told me to, in a way, give myself some kind of reward, whether it's, snuggling under a cozy blanket or having something that tastes delicious, sitting down for 5 minutes and just relaxing, like whatever it is, to just take that moment to really celebrate the accomplishment. So I'm going to do my best to do that for sure. I thought that was really cool advice. We'll see how it goes and how I actually do with it. The next one would be feeling like I'm not doing enough. So in trying to rest my body and trying to learn and accept my body where it is right now versus trying to push it to do something different than it's capable of at the moment, feeling like I'm not doing enough. And that's a challenge for sure. Because if I stop and I logically look at it, I'm saying, okay, no, but you are doing something in trying to heal yourself so that later on you can then do these physical things that you think you should be doing. But it's definitely a hard thing to be living in right now, because I want to be doing all of the things, but I'm not physically capable of doing those things at this moment, today at least. So that's been a little bit of a challenge to wrap my head around. The next one, I guess, kind of goes hand in hand with that, is just feeling bad for feeling bad. And also feeling like the people around me are suffering because I'm feeling bad and wishing that that wasn't the case. Once again, if I could be doing more, if I could be less tired and more able to be engaged and having, these big conversations and these big emotions and all the things, and the people around me wouldn't be, in my perspective or my opinion, suffering. Granted, if you ask the people around me, they probably would disagree with that statement, but the way that I'm seeing it from where I'm sitting looking out, I just feel like that is what I am making them experience, or the experience that they're having being around me, and that's making me want to isolate a little bit to protect them and maybe protect me. But I know that also that's not the healthy thing to do. That's not going to lead to the path of future health or even right now health. So present health. Guys, today has been a little bit hard with the brain, so excuse me if I'm using the wrong words or some of the words aren't making sense as they should. You guys are witnessing it as it's happening, and that's the whole point of this experience. So what she was saying is that I've been doing my best to take on other people's responsibilities, as far as even if I can make their day easier, if I can do all of the things to make them happy and joyful all the time and not say anything to upset them or do anything to upset them, etc. I've been taking all of that on for really everyone, even some random person in the grocery store or whoever it is, somebody I just met. And she said that it's impossible, which as I think about it, it makes sense in the way that she described it. Granted, I still believe in being a good person. You have to still consider how you're treating people and what you're doing while you're walking around and being you and making sure that you are glorifying the kingdom of God as you are living your life. But trying to accommodate everyone constantly is unreasonable and kind of impossible. And it will contribute to making you unwell, which is what I am dealing with. So I'm taking on too much. So I'm going to do my best to start working on that as well. So something that I realized this morning as I was sitting and looking at the garden and wishing that I could get in there and clean it out and make it look beautiful and rest and, all of the things, is realizing that the journey is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful and peaceful and joy-filled as the destination. And I really appreciated God giving me that this morning because, as I had mentioned before, I'm really struggling with feeling like I'm not doing enough. And so having that realization of, no, it doesn't have to be done all in a day. It doesn't have to be done in a week. It can be done over the course of a month. It's not this thing that has to be taken on all at once. And then just having that realization of finding the beauty, the peace, the joy, the happiness in the journey getting there. Even if I can go out there and pull one weed, or even just sitting in the garden and enjoying the garden space and enjoying that space, enjoying this beautiful property that we've been gifted and given and stewarded over by God, and just not feeling like I have to constantly be physically or mentally contributing to it getting somewhere. So that's what I'm going to be working on as we go forward. I have it written down now, so when I can look back on it and say, hey, this is what you're looking for, this is what you're working on. Because the memory, it can be a challenge with these given diagnoses. So having it right here is going to be helpful. That is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, it is Saturday, December 16th, I think, yes. I have a list of things that I want to discuss, but I am feeling so tired. So I'm going to get through as much as I can. My body pain is also really high today. So body pain and fatigue have been definitely a complaint for today. I didn't get much sleep last night, so that obviously contributes, but yeah. So I am working on, let me rephrase it this way. This next week is going to be a new week. So Saturday into Sunday, I think Sunday is when I started recording. So I'm kind of doing like Sunday to Sunday in the videos. So next week, I'm going to be really working on implementing some of the strategies in order to help heal and see, kind of what works. So the first one that I have written down is to try and implement the Project Overwhelm. Now I have to explain this a little bit because it's a cute, funny story. But my husband, when he's doing projects, especially like out on the land, he'll assign project names, and it's become a bit of a thing. So, he's I'm trying to remember them now, and I'm kind of frustrated that I'm not able to remember them, but he assigns project names. So I'm giving him a little bit of a nod to doing the same thing in this series, is giving it project names. So Project Overwhelm is the one where she's told me to, when I feel overwhelmed, whether it be physically, mentally, both, I am going to calm myself down and focus on just the smallest of accomplishments. And she was like, I mean, the teeny tiny accomplishments. If you manage to walk from like one end of the house to the other, your energy allows. She wants me to celebrate it. So I'm going to really start to work on implementing that more and more. Granted, I did as soon as she told it to me. I've been implementing it, but that's something that I'm going to be shifting focus to a little bit more. The next one is to create a schedule, like old school chores, chore chart type idea, but for me, to help hopefully with that overwhelm a little bit. So if I can know, okay, this needs to be done every Tuesday, then I'm not having to worry about keeping track of it within my mind as much. I just know, okay, if I get all of these things done on Tuesday, great, that's done for the week. Now I move on to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. So like I said, old school chore chart type mentality, but adult style for me, in order to hopefully be able to get everything done that I need to get done, but not feel so overwhelmed by it and not feel like I have to get it done all at once. So that's going to be something else that I'm going to be implementing. That, along with the simplification that is still a work in progress, to have less to manage. So another thing that I have written down here is to start yoga. I mentioned it last week to where I want to start doing yoga. I think that it's going to help my body. Now, I did a YouTube search on yoga for fibromyalgia, and a lady came up, and I can share her channel. I have not tried her yet, so don't judge me. But I'll absolutely link her here so that you guys, if you are interested, you can go and try her out as well. I'm going to start doing that and see if doing yoga for specifically fibromyalgia will help. I normally do yoga from Sarah Beth Yoga. She's amazing. I've been following her and doing her yoga plans or yoga routines for, man, years and years, 7+ years. And she's fantastic. I really like her. So I very well could add some of her routines in, as well as doing some of these other routines. But my focus is just to do yoga every day to see how that helps improve my body pain, as well as my strength and my mental connection as well. So we're going to start doing yoga again, and I'm going to work on doing it every day, even if it is 5 minutes of yoga every day, or just kind of doing whatever feels best for me that day is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best not to be an overachiever about it though, and say you have to do 20 minutes of yoga every day. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go about it in a much more calm, intuitive way as much as I can. Keep me to it, guys. Keep me to it. Another thing that I want to start working on is sleep hygiene. Now, this is something that the doctor recommended to me. And he sent me a little pamphlet on it that I actually need to read. I had forgotten that until just now that he had sent me something on it. And I had heard the term before. And it's basically just creating a sleep-conducive routine to help sleep in general. So some people turn the lights off or dim the lights an hour before they go to bed, no screens, an hour before they go to bed, do something relaxing, take a bath, whatever it is. So I'm going to be trying to do that and start seeing what works for me, and see if I can come up with a routine that I can stick to, because I've tried this before and I just can never really stick to it. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't get me excited about doing said routine. So I'm going to try to try a couple different things, and I'll let you guys in on it, whether it's, reading or, I'm very creative and I really enjoy allowing that creative outlet. So things I really enjoy to do is, some of the things I enjoy doing are macrame, art, whether it be like adult coloring or, mandala art. I really enjoy doing, I don't know, there are so many, but even just like little sketches, writing. So I don't know whether that's gonna, be a part of it. Maybe I listen to an audiobook while I am doing something with my hands, whether, something creative with my hands, because I don't know about you, but I find it very difficult to just sit there and do nothing while listening to an audiobook. I feel like I want to be doing something. It doesn't have to be anything great, but those creative things are also very relaxing and very fueling for me. Very, what is the word? Fulfilling, I think is the word that I'm searching for. So in the same way that the garden is, similar way that the garden is fulfilling, it's just a very creative space. It's very freeing for me. So I'm going to start working on that. So some of the books that I have been reading, although I've mentioned the Mind Hacking Happiness book before and how life-changing that was. And if you haven't checked it out, you should, or put it on your wish list or put it on your list of things to check out. Seriously, do it. As well as the author. He is hilarious and wonderful and so smart in the area of most things. So definitely check that out. But one of the ones that my empowerment coach recommended to me was Decode Your Fatigue, and I believe that the author's name is Alex Howard. So I've just started listening to his book, Decode Your Fatigue, and some of the things that he's saying in there already are so helpful. And one of the things that has really been resonating with me is how fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome are diagnosis. He uses a specific term that I'm not able to remember, but they're diagnoses that cover a list of symptoms. It's not the same as being diagnosed with Lyme disease or I don't know, diabetes. I'm just throwing out things that you can get like actual blood tests for that have conclusive evidence that you have this thing. And so it's a little bit overwhelming because it's kind of taken away that, okay, this is what I have, focus, and more made it, okay, this is what you have, but this is like an umbrella of the symptoms that you're having, but the symptoms that you're having are still caused by something not working right in your body. So, yay. I'm not back to square one, but it's still a search to figure out what isn't quite lining up to cause said symptoms within my body. And that, once again, guys, please know that anytime I'm talking about these things, it is a personal journey. I am not here to discredit your journey. Please do not feel that way. I am in no way discrediting a diagnosis that you got or the joy and the happiness in that diagnosis and the relief in that diagnosis. I'm just telling you guys what I'm learning along the way and trying to help all of us. So those are the things that I'm going to be working on this coming week. See how it goes. I'm bringing you guys along for the journey. So that is it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know why my camera is shaking again, guys. I'm so sorry. I think it's trying to focus because the light is low. I'm sorry. Hey guys, it is December 17th today. It is rainy outside, so hopefully the lighting stays okay. But I had a bit of a stressful morning. I just tried to get too much done, along with all of the things that were needed from me at the same time. So I'm definitely feeling fatigued. The body pain is still elevated. And right before I started doing this video, I thought about how my body pain does relate to the weather. And so for the past couple days, my body pain has been increased. And I think that it's because this rain was coming. So I'm noticing a correlation. And at one point we thought that it was mold because I was experiencing those things. But I've been tested for mold. My blood has been tested for mold and it came back negative. So yeah, experiencing that today, which is not fun, and I'm tired. Okay, so I've talked about a couple books. The one that I'm reading right now is Decode Your Fatigue by Alex Howard, and he has a companion course that goes with it. And so I am going to do that and kind of give you guys updates on that as I go along. I'm pretty excited about it. He has some very compelling information. And his book, I've done the intro and I've done, I think, the first chapter. I'm going to do the first chapter course today because I've listened to the first chapter. But each chapter is packed with information, which I really appreciate in a book, especially whenever it's helping, any book really is nice to have a lot of information. But something that really stuck out to me yesterday while I was listening was how, first of all, the mitochondria works and ATP and all these scientific medical terms, and I'm not going to try to list them all off right now, but he talks about how the mitochondria is the energy center or the energy cell. I mean, there's millions and millions of them in your body, but if it's not working right, if that conversion isn't working right, that's when you experience fatigue. As well as if your cells aren't making and converting energy quick enough, then you aren't able to then have energy for later. So that's when the post-exertion malaise comes. And so it's just really interesting. And then also delayed fatigue. So he talked about delayed fatigue and how we can have a day to where we feel a little bit better. We feel a little bit more capable of doing something and we go out and we do it. And the example that he used was a nice walk with family or friends. And as you're on this walk, you're like, wow, I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm feeling good. I must have needed this. My muscles feel good. The fresh air is helping. The interaction is helping. And then the following day, you expect to maybe not have as much energy, but you're still feeling okay. But then on day 3, you crash. And that's because of the way the cells are working and they're not able to convert the energy in the appropriate way. Now, this is the only information that I have for now. He is going into it in more detail. I just haven't listened as of yet. But that's the information that I have at this time. And it just was an aha moment for me because I experience that all the time, to where one day I feel okay and then I haven't really changed anything. And then 4 days later, I crash. And I really haven't felt like I did anything too exaggerated the day before. But if you go back to the beginning of this whole series, that first day that I'm doing the intro, I was feeling pretty good. I got a lot done. I was doing a lot around the house, in the yard, in the garden. I was doing, the videos. I was doing quite a bit. But then as you watch the week that's going to come out next, you're going to see me just slowly going downhill. And it's like this slow, I call it a slow crash. So it's just very interesting to have that information matching my experience and even the experience over the years that I've been having these symptoms and this issue. So it is encouraging, and I'm really glad to have his course and his book. So that's really what I'm going to be diving into to see if I can kind of get any results with it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is my diet. Now, when I say diet, I don't mean, extreme dieting to lose weight necessarily. I mean, what I'm putting in my body as far as food goes. So I have done some pretty restrictive diets, really diets and lifestyles in an effort to heal myself and help myself and try to figure out what was going on. But now that I know what's going on and that it's not necessarily food related, I have been indulging a little bit more. So indulging mostly in carbohydrates and sweet things. Now, I still do not do refined sugar. I know that it is a recipe for disaster for me. So I really only do, maple syrup right now. I tried coconut sugar because it's supposed to be like a lower glycemic hit. But that I think was what was giving me the really painful acne. So I stopped doing that and my acne is clearing up quite a bit. So I'm going to stay away from that. And maple syrup seems to be doing okay for me. Although what I am noticing is it's making me tired. So I'm not exactly sure why yet, but I'm also doing more potatoes because it was one of the things that was said that was allowed on that inflammation test. But I think also that's giving me stomach upset as well as making me tired. I've also put on a little bit of weight, which is no fun for anyone. No one really likes doing that. But if I continue on this track, I know that I'm going to put on more weight, which is also going to contribute to my body pain. And so this morning when I stepped on the scale and realized and recognized that, I was like, okay, I've got to adjust because this is going to then harm me more or work against the end goal. I do not know what the diet looks like for what I have. I've tried so many different things at this point, from very, very restrictive, mostly just restrictive, just cutting out more and more and more stuff to try to heal myself and make it so that I don't have these flares. And it hasn't worked. So I don't know what that looks like, but I am going to start cutting back on the sweet things. And I know it is not the season to be doing that. Today is December 16th. So, you know, 'tis the season for all of the comfortable, comfy, warm, sweet, delicious comfort foods. And I do plan on indulging in those here and there, but not every single day the way that I have been doing. All right. I think that is it for today. I will see you tomorrow.